Hi. I don't know how to make that smaller. There we go. Just got a couple of minutes. If you're coming in after the live is finished, then just skip forward 3 minutes, I think. That should be enough to get rid of the waiting. Tonight I am playing with Thirsty Brush Bibs and the Distress watercolour crayons. I am ready, but I just want to hang on a couple of minutes. Just a couple. Oh, live chat might help. Hi. Hi, Ronald. I'm chatting away and I'm thinking, where's my chat at? And I haven't even put it on. Playing with the babes tonight. I'm just hanging around just for 1 minute. Just to see if anybody comes in. Anybody else, obviously. We're here. So I've already got some birds cut out. Hi, Amanda. Oh, there it is. Beside us. I'm looking the wrong place already. So I've already cut some out, so you don't have to actually watch us cutting stuff out. But we're going to colour them in with the new Distress Oxide. Not Oxide. The new Distress watercolour crayons, pencils. And we're going to do a journal page just because I want to. So these are the pencils. I've put mine in rainbow because that's what I like. Well, that way. I think we'll go like that. No, we won't. We'll go like that. And then the follower on. They're lovely. They're really, really nice. Watercolour pencils, obviously. I got mine from Artful Days, which my friend Jules Bell runs. It's an online shop and actually sold out everywhere. And I just noticed she had them on, so I've been sharing them far and wide. They're very nice. The colours, you get some of the new colours in as well. We've got Picked Raspberry. We've got the Villainous Purple. We've got Prize Ribbon. So there's loads and loads that come in. And we'll just make a start. Come say hi if anybody else has joined. I forgot to say on Facebook. So just like any other watercolour pencil, you colour them in. These ones are actually woodless. So it's all pigment from the sticker that goes round. And that does come off. And it's actually marked, so as you go down, you can peel a little bit extra off so you're not getting pigment all over your fingers, which is awesome as well. So, and these as well will go with any other water-based product that you've got. So with our Tony's new ink pads and things, they work well with them. But all I'm doing is scribbling some colour down, and this is pretty much what I do with any other watercolour pencil as well. And this will be where the darker areas will be. So your shadow. Again, I'm not very neat. Never very neat. Hiya, Kelly. Oh, just going in with the water and pulling it out. So the middle of his tummy. This is Bert or Ernie. From Bert and Ernie. The Birbs. The Thirsty Brush Birbs. And just pull the colour out. You can actually mix the colours as well. So if I wanted to add another colour into this, I totally could. They also layer really nice as well. So if you do a layer, dry a layer, do a layer of colour, dry a layer, and they just work absolutely lovely. I haven't experimented loads with them because I have been busy. But yeah, they're nice. They're really, really nice. And you all know I love colour. Hi, Shaz. Hi, Sylvia. How are you all? Have you had a nice week? It's Friday tomorrow. Hooray! I don't know what me and Christopher have got planned. Of course, I've gone for pink because I always do. But then you get these. And I'll tell you what else you've got in here. You've got your Salvage Patina, which is just lush. Hi, Maureen. I wasn't expecting you on. I thought you'd be enjoying your holidays. Glad of a week off. Hope you're having a lovely time. This is the salvaged patina. I haven't got my teeth in. I'm just going to scribble some of that down. But I am going to go in as well with... Oh, I don't know what. We'll go in with peacock feathers. And this will just add your little bit of dark as well. And you can pull it all out. And you'll see exactly what I'm doing when you pull it together. So basically, it's just a watercolour in a pencil form. And we've got a bit pink in there as well. Why not? Again, just let the colour pull out. I don't know how well you can actually see on my phone that I'm watching my own live on. I look very small. I don't know if it's different on different devices. Because I film with the iPad and sort of watch so I can chat. But there they are. They're looking really, they're really nice. Very nice colours. Well, I have peacock coloured wings, eh? Yes, it's your last day today. That's flown by. This week's flown by, I feel. I say it's Friday, but saying that Monday was a bank holiday as well, wasn't it? Everybody was off. That'll be why. I've lost a day. Hi, Claire. Have you, Claire? Awesome. I'd love to see. Yes, these are Thirsty Brush Babes, and I'm ever so slightly still in love with them. And we'll move on so quick that I don't get to play with things as often. So this is why I love to do the lives. Because then I can go back to stuff. So have you all had a nice week anyway? I'm going to give them some green eyes. I did save all the colouring. I hope you don't mind, because I know it can get boring watching someone colouring in, especially if my camera's doing dodgy things. Excellent. Thank you very much, Claire. I do love to see what you make, you know. I really do. It's the best bit, seeing what people make. And making, of course, myself. I love to craft still. I've had a busy old week doing stuffs. And obviously the new Thirsty Brush is coming out. We've got a date for that for next month. Well, a temporary date. So as soon as we know it's confirmed, I shall let you know. You've had an amazing week. Oh, I'm really pleased. I couldn't think of anything to do with carpet cut-offs. I'm still investigating though. I know that was a conversation we've had. Amongst the many weird ones. Oh my gosh. Did you know it's 2 weeks till Port Sunlight? Is anybody going? I have! Isn't it good? Don't they look really nice? My rainbow of colours. I'm going to give them some really pink. Well, I say really pink. This is the Quiche Flamingo. Just some rather light pink cheeks, I think. I could go red actually, couldn't I? And some red cheeks. Yes. I'm into rainbows at the minute. In fact, I've been in this little bubble of creating that I'm just a very happy mess. Everything's a mess all around us. Hi, Brenda. Brenda, you know, my grandma was called Brenda. It's a very nice name. I do like it. She was Brenda Brown. So there is the first bib done. Now we'll colour our tree in. Again, this is off the bird stamp. Now, I do know, if anybody's looking for them, I do know that I think there's like half a dozen of each one left on the website. And it's either on the Thirsty Brush website or the How to Craft Network website. I'm just saying in case anybody wants to get them before they're gone, because I don't think the plan is to get any of the collections back. I think it's going to be a case of once they're gone, they're gone. So all the dies and things, which I actually quite like. It makes us feel I'm like a limited edition. But again, we do have new Thirsty brush coming out next month, which I'm so very excited about. And I did get told I will be allowed to demo them at Port Sunlight. So if you go, and you will get a sneaky peek before anybody else. So there. And they're a little bit different to what we've done so far on Thirsty Brush. Thirsty Brush Unlimited, I keep forgetting to say that. As we changed the name over when I started working there to Thirsty Brush Unlimited. Because I do everything, and I want to do everything all the time. So it's very exciting, Sylvia. I'm like fit to burst. Fit to burst. Again, just with the brown, and this one is Vintage Photo. I kind of wish they did Ground Espresso. I really, really do. That's my favourite brown ever. And I don't know if it's just because it's got coffee in. Possibly. Oh, just going to go in. Again, I'm not too fussed about going out the lines and things like that and keeping it all perfect. Because it doesn't have to be. It's not about being perfect. It's more about having fun. And I sometimes think as well, these type of images and things look better imperfect. The watercolour pencils are the new Tim Holtz Ranger Distress ones. They've just come out, and I got them from Artful Days. Jules Bell, she's a very good friend of mine, and they're sold out everywhere. And I was looking on her shop today. I was actually collecting some Christmas bits because I've got another plan, and I noticed she had them on, so I've shared it all over Facebook. And another lady asked if I was going to demo them, and I said, well, I can. Hi Bernadette, you all right, lovely? I've only just coloured in the bird and the tree. We're starting on the page now, so I'm going to go in with Tony's marvellously wonderful new ink pads, which I'm going to say it again, I would happily swap out every other dye ink pad I've owned, apart from the oxides, because they're different beast. I would happily swap them out and use these forever, because I love them so much, and I can't wait for the next 6 colours. Like, I'm on stalker mode for when they arrive. If I don't get them straight away, I'll stamp your feet and cry. I don't think Tony would make us wait though. Right, so I've got green, pink, we'll have some blue for the skyish. I'm gonna go in with the stencils. But these are Thirsty Brush stencils again. But what I'm thinking is we're gonna go for I'm gonna go for this one. And we're just going to have a random background. It doesn't have to be anything special or anything too crazy. We're just going to add some colour and just have fun. Yeah, Tony was saying she's got the next 6 colours on the way, and I'm so very excited. As soon as I knew they were coming to ask for neons, but I don't know, because it may just be me that wants neon colours. There we are. And I'm just going to add, just in random places. Now this art journal is quite a new one for me. And it's the Strathmore one, mixed media one. And it's not the cheapest of journals. It was a treat. A treat. That I've had for like 6 months. And I've just started using it for the new stuff. That's why I've got the little peg on here. So I don't accidentally on purpose show you anything. Because I know what I'm like. And I go in with the orange, and the orange is super, super orange. This is the thing when you got so many stencils, you don't know which ones to use. You know what? I'm going to go in with this one because I love it. This is actually a stencil, this one, that belongs with the birds. And it's called, I think it's called Rock On. I can't remember. It would be far too easy for me to actually remember something, wouldn't it? Yes. For all those that aren't going to Port Sunlight though, you won't be left out. I will sneak a peek in there for you as well. We'll just not tell Tony that. I think, actually, I've got a sneaky suspicion that the How to Craft Network is coming with us. So you might see it all there and then. In the middle, I'm going to go in Secret Stuff. I know, I can't help it. I'm dying to show everybody. I'm going to go in with green in the middle. And just a little bit, just a little bit. So I can't help myself. And the layer back over, you don't have to be precise with this at all. See, it's just a bit of a mess. But because we're going to build it up, Judith's just actively asked if I'm being hacked because I sent her the link. She asked us to make sure I sent her the links when I go live, so I've remembered, and she's just sent us there, you hacked. I find PVC stencils as a gift. I don't use them. Yes, give them a go. Stencils are so lovely to use. I can't stress enough how much once you've got a stencil in your hand, you can do whatever you want with them. Whatever you want. We are going to add this in as well, which is off the Burbs, and it's a lovely big flower. And I'm just going to go straight on and stamp straight over the top of this, and then I'm going to work the colours in and colour it over the top. Now, they are dye ink pads, Tony's ink pads, so they are water reactive. So I won't be going in with anything that will make them go muddy. I'm going to stick to the same sort of colours, but bring them forward. So, use an ink pad. Obviously, if you're using watercolours and things, you want to use a watercolour ink pad. So, Archival or this one, the Hero Arts. That one is for alcohol markers and watercolour. Are you versifying? I'm going to have this one just here. I love this flower as well. When I originally drew this, you know, I didn't expect it to be this big. And I'm so pleased it was because it looks like a big bush. Hi, Helen. Helen messaged me in the morning and remind us that I need to send you that thing, okay? Because I'm useless. You know I am. There we are. So again, I'm going to go in with the watercolour pencils. But because I've used blue and green, I don't want to really like start using purple. Purple with the green will make it look very muddy. It'll go brown. So I'm going to stick with, spice marmalade, wild honey, mustard seeds, crackling campfire, and I think it's going to have to be this one, which is Barn Door. So we're going to go red. Again, with the watercolour pencils, I'm going to scribble at the bottom and pull the colour out. So it's going to look like the flowers are lighter at the ends. I'm in full, I've had a lovely day crafting. And again, over the green, even if it does go a little bit muddy, don't worry about it too much because you can't hide it. But this really is the easiest, quickest way to colour in ever. Even with your watercolours, if you've got the watercolour pans and things, if you put most of the colour at the bottom, then pull it out with the water. Oh, Helen, that sounds all medically and girly. I'm pleased you're feeling better, but I don't like any of that, no. No, I don't know. I've lost my brush already. Yeah, I hope you are feeling better. There's nothing worse, is there? So again, I'm going to go in and make it wet to pull it out. And you can see there with the green, it is going slightly muddy, but because I'm not overworking it, and I'm just pulling it through the ends, it's not going to matter too much. It is trial and error though with colours and making them be how you want them to be. And also because we're going over the top, you're going to be able to see some of the stencil underneath. But we can, by adding a shadow around the colour, the flowers and things, we can make it, pull it forward so it doesn't look like it's just all blended in and mushed together. And I know I'm talking a lot. I just saying it while it's fresh in my head because usually I waffle, don't I? So, just going to go in and pull out the colour. This could have been pink, it could have been yellow, and you would have gotten a more yellow green, and the blue would have went a greeny colour in it. You could have done anything really. You could have done them different colours and had sort of a yellow with the green and a pink with the blue, and you would have gotten a purple coming through. It's just all about colour. If you haven't got a colour wheel or a colour chart, you can get them off the internet just to download and print out. But your best bet is just, if you're unsure what goes with what, if you get a colour wheel and then the colours that are opposite each other, they will always match. So it kind of makes it easy for you. Like they all go together. The instructions are on the colour chart, on the colour wheel, so it tells you exactly what everything is. And it just helps if you're having trouble mixing your colours and making sure things work, or keeping the colours bright. Obviously I had a head start because I was a hairstylist and colours was my thing. It was my thing. So, oh, new Tim, yes. Yes, new Tim helps. Couldn't help myself. I know what I'm like. Is it one of them? Again, just with the stems, I'm just going to go in and scribble them down. I'm sorry if I'm boring you with the colouring. I really wanted to do some in real time because normally I've got it all ready. And then I get messages after asking us to just colour in. So, hi Mary. I hope you're alright, lovely. There we are. So does anybody, am I making sense to anybody, or am I just talking total waffle as usual? Everybody confused. How many of you has put us on mute? Oh, again, just the green stems, and I'm going to go in with a yellow or an orange. It's relaxing, is it, Claire? I'm pleased. I'm pleased. I know when I get overexcited, people can't understand the word I say. Making sense, wow. And again, just to scribble in into the middle. And we're going to make these orange as well. And it's just all about getting colour down. And a lot of it, especially if you're working in your art journal, it's all for you. So you can experiment. And it doesn't have to be right. As long as you've enjoyed doing it, you're doing it right. Or you've learned something. And then what you do on in your art journals and things, you can always take into your cards. And oh yeah, Brenda, what colours have you decided? My sitting room is teal and cream. And it took me ages to work it out. I actually went to a friend's house, Jill. She's on Facebook. I met her through crafting. She doesn't live far away. And I went to her house and she had a teal wall. And I pretty much stole what she had left over of her paint. I haven't seen her since before lockdown, but I love it to death. And she's, the teal that she had, I think it was obsolete. She still had like half a tin. And so yeah, that's how I picked my wallpaper, wall colour in the finish. What I'm doing now is I'm going round. I'm using Hickory Smoke. You can use a dark blue or a Payne's grey or whatever you want. Even black if you want to. I quite often go for black, but I thought it might be a bit too dark for this case. And this is how I'm going to pull it forward and make it look like it's not just all mushed into the background. You can always add darker after if you don't feel like the grey's done enough. But it's always better to start off with something a little bit lighter, then you don't feel like it's taking over your whole picture. Just all the way around, not being precious at all. Just want to get a little bit colour down around the edge, and then we're going to pull it out with the watercolour. Teal and white. It's a very nice colour, the teal. And even though it's a greeny blue, it's quite a warm colour. And I got the paint for my kitchen as well, and I'm going for a grey. I've got grey in my bathroom, and I've decided to go for a grey in my kitchen. So, so what colours have you decided, Brenda, before I went off on me teal rant? Again, this one you'll be able to see it much better. So pulling it out and letting the water pull it out. Also, if you've got more than space than I have, if you turn your paper as well, it saves you moving your hand to get round. So I'm covering my work here doing it. But if you move your paper round at the same time, make it easy for yourself rather than... Because I do it all the time, I make it hard for myself. And that's more so because I've got such a small space to work on. Because my desk is tiny. It probably wouldn't be tiny if I tidied it up, but you know. There you can sort of see where even the green's starting to bleed out a little bit. You can see that it's sort of popping forward. I probably would go in a little bit darker if I'm honest and add some more green. But for now, I'm happy. And then I'm thinking we can add our little bird here in front of, and we can even have the tree here to make them come forward. On these though, I'll show you all the stamp sets because there's loads and loads of little extra stamps on. So we could have this little banner up here. This is Bert and Ernie, and there's loads of little flowers that we could put along beside them. So if we glue these down, and then we can go in and add clouds and things as well, or little flowers. Yeah, moving your paper, honestly, it helps so much. And I don't practice what I preach. I really don't, because I know it's hard when you've got such a small space. But it does help, and it does make it easier if you do move it. Has to be light colours around us. Ah, see, that's with my kitchen. I've got tiny little windows in the kitchen. So that's why I went for the really light grey. Maybe you could go for a light teal. Yes, fussy cut and move your paper rather than your scissors as well. That definitely helps. Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, that helps. Because when you're moving your scissors and you're opening and closing them all the time, you create like a feathered edge. Which is great if you want that, but not so great if you want a smooth edge. But fussy cutting, I love to do it. I know it's not a love of a lot of people's, which is why we did the dies with the Christmas. Because I was getting asked for dies quite often. And we thought, well, we'll give it a go. See how people like them. Duck egg blue, yes. Yes. Oh, I like the salvage patina. Like his hair. That would be quite nice. You get all these little worker stamps in here as well. I have some clouds. Because why not? His world behind him's psychedelic and he's getting some clouds. And I think as well, not that one, I'm going to use this one. You get all these lovely little flowers, which is so lovely to make little note cards on their own as well. So lovely. You do so much with them. I know when you look at them and you see the birds, you kind of see a certain style, it's for children or whatever. But these, honestly, even those flowers behind, you can change it to so much. I mean, I've made cards for, I don't want to say her name, over 80. She's over 80. I've made a record with them and she absolutely loved it. So again, this time I'm going to go around Bird. I'm going to show you with a black, just to show you the difference. So because he's been cut out, he's going to need to be grounded. And the tree. So this is how you ground something, make it look like it's standing on something and not just floating around. And that's with everything. Everything that you want. If it was flying, then you wouldn't need it. But, you know, I feel like I'm talking an awful lot. Terribly sorry if I'm driving you crazy. Get well cards, everything, honestly. I wanted a light green. Kind of get me colour out my fingers or two. Can't believe the difference, the black. It makes everything pop forward. Again, not everybody likes it, which is why I did the grey. But once you pull this out as well, because if it's watercolour, it stays water reactive. so you can do the line and then pull it out after. Like that. If you miss any bits, just go back in. Like I haven't took the line all the way around for some reason, not watching what I'm doing. And pull it out, sort of just put your tip in the colour and let this bit of the water, because it's wet, pull the colour out so you're not pulling it out too far. And it just makes a world of difference. So you're letting the water do the... I'll lift it up and turn it around. So you're letting the water do... So you're just sort of pulling it in, and the water itself is pulling the colour out in the end of the brush. And that's how you sort of get the gradient of the light and the dark and making it look like a shadow rather than a thick line. And you're not pulling it out too much, because all these things I'm saying now, it's questions I've been asked and I forget because I'm on like a different planet most of the time. I've got that many things going on in my head, so I wrote them all down and I kind of practiced what I was going to say. I'm going to go in with this one again because I love it. I picked raspberry, the pink. I need a pop of pink, the same as beige. So if you don't like the kind of background that I did, you don't actually have to add that. You could just do a colour wash, or you could just do a rainbow, or make it work for you, what you like. But all these techniques that I'm doing, you can adapt so they work for you and your style. So if you like vintage, you can do this with vintagey colours. It all works the same. It's not... What I'm showing you now is not just for bright colours, it's for everything. Where did you get the water brush? The water brush I'm using is actually a Jane Davenport one, but if you have a look on the Stamps by Me website, Tony had some water brushes on, a set of 3. I bought these second hand, these ones. I think it was a lady, she was getting rid of them, and there was like a set of 10. So I bought them all because I do love a water brush, but to be honest, if you want more control, like Tony does, I would use a normal paintbrush and just keep dipping it in and dabbing it off. I'm grounding them. I'm getting there. I'm just looking for a blue for my clouds. The blue. And this one is Salty Ocean. And all I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go around the clouds. I'm not going to colour them all. I'm just going in with a little bit. So this is another thing with space. No space. And I'll do the flowers as well. One day I'll get my teacher's desk. You know, the big corner teacher's desks. And again, just going to go in. Oh. And just add a little bit of blue around just to bring it to life. But then after all of this, and take your time. I only rush because I don't want people to get bored. I know people have got lives. And yes, I know we love to craft, but actually doing the crafting is the bit we like. We want to learn. So I'm taking a acrylic marker in white. You can actually get fine liners and things. The one I like is an Arteza. I'll show you. Arteza fine liner, but I keep losing them. And this one's run out, I think. Should we try? Is it going to make a light? Oh, yeah. It's not the best, but they're the fine liners I like. There's obviously, you never get bored. That's good. I'm pleased, but you know what I'm saying. I don't want to keep you all night. My white's not working now. This is probably a good time to tell you about this. This is Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. It's great to go over watercolours, and even more great when you can't find anything that'll work. Now, you need a fine brush, or even a silicone brush. You can get these, which is really, really fine. And you can go in and add your shadows with it as well. I've had this jar for about 3 years, to be honest. And there is other brands that do them. And it's like is water reactive though. Unlike the acrylic Posca pen, this is water reactive. So if you go back over, you will actually get, you can pull it out and make a lighter shade with it. So it's good for many, many things. And this, I just got this off Amazon. I do know that it has been on Create and Craft before though. And your silicone brushes are great for if you're using masking, the masking fluid as well. So take your time, add in your little highlights. Don't rush. I'm trying to stop rushing, I promise. Like I say, adjust, and it's a new favourite word. What's everybody had for tea? We haven't had any yet. Yes, the water brush is very handy for that. Very handy for that. I tend to always go back to it, but I do love the Stamps by Me paintbrushes. But you know what I'm like? They're new. I like them to look pretty, so I use them for special occasions. Like when I go to How to Craft Network and things, it's so sad, isn't it? Do you do it as well? Keep stuff just because it looks nice when it's new. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking some of the red out of the cloud, just with this white. And if you've got a brush, just wet the end of the brush and do this with. But there, I can kind of see it popping a little bit now, can't we? Oh, I've frozen. What's that about? It is a bleed proof. Hold on, I'm just going to knock this off and then go back on. It is a bleed proof, water-based, water reactive white paint. It's like a gouache. I could have used the confetti paint, but it's behind us. That would work as well. But this one is the Dr. P.H. Martin's. You do not need it. You can use an acrylic pen or a fine line or even a pencil. This is just what I had next to us. And I'm a bit obsessed with having everything. So I'm going to add, oh, there's my pen working now again. So again, you can do it with a fine liner. You do not need the bleed proof. The confetti ink, do you know the Thirsty Brush white confetti ink before Tony brought them out last week? There was a white one. It is a kind of white paint. Hang on. It's the same as the confetti inks that Tony brought out, which are these ones, but it's got Thirsty Brush wrote on. I do know that's just down to the minimum of them. So when you order off Create and Craft, you know the bits that come up afterwards, like you might be interested in, it often pops up in there, but you might have some on the website as well. And because this one has been all about taking the leap and just giving it a go, that's what I'm going to use. Take the leap and add a sentiment to this. And again, if you feel like you've lost any of the detail of anything, just go back in with a black pen and pull it back out. Just so it's like the stamped image. That's the stamped images there as a guideline. So you can go back in and add in your detail if you want to pull anything out, or so you can make his eye darker or her eye. You can give him eyelashes or hair. See? You can just sort of add. Wait, let's dry though before you go back in. You get a much better result. You can even go in and pull it all back out again. It's just whatever takes your fancy. And practice. That's why I love an art journal, because you can practice. And this is just plain. I mean, this is just for us, nobody else. See, I was here alone. I mean, oh, hang on. I'll see if I can find. This is an art journal page I wouldn't usually show anybody. This one. This was just me, plain. And I'd used the same stencil as I used tonight. This one. But I've put it in her hair with a texture paste. So I've drawn her, and I'm just plain. I wouldn't normally show this, but this is the kind of thing. I don't like her face. Her eyes don't match. But it's all about practice. and it's just about having fun. And I do still play in the journals and things like that, even though I'm doing it for work now. I still play, and there's loads I don't show. Loads and loads and loads I don't show. So, with that, I'm going to take a breath of air because I've not shut up. I hope it helped in a way. What I'll probably do is wait till this dries, and I will pull out some of these lines again because I do feel like I've lost them. I might even pull out some of this white because I feel like I've just slapped it on a bit. So if you want to pull it out, you can do. It is water reactive. Oh. Outside again. Ruction's on again. Out there. Here, shout. It's like a soap opera, isn't it? My YouTube lives with my neighbours. I can hear. There, you can even pull it out and pull them round. So nothing is set in stone. You can always go back over and rework it. And that's a good thing about a journal page. You can always go back in and change things. So I hope it has helped. Definitely helped. Excellent. I'm really pleased because I know I do come on, I do waffle. It's like a sickness. But I hope it has helped because I know people are a little bit iffy with watercolours and things like that. But what you can actually do is, if you haven't got the pencils or you haven't got the pans, what you can do is with the dye ink watercolours, put them out on your mat like a watercolour and pick them up and watercolour with them. Don't feel like you need to have everything. I mean, I've collected these since I was 12, younger, I think. So I've got so much stuff now, which I'll keep forever. It's my kids' inheritance now. But you don't need it all in one. If you've got the dye ink pads, practice with them first. And then obviously if you want to move on to acrylics, get a couple of them and mix and match them in. That's how you end up being mixed media. I mean, just by adding the watercolours and the inks, yes, they're both a watercolour, but it is a mixed media. And then obviously going in with the pen over the top, or adding the pencil, like a different, it is a watercolour pencil. Say we went in with an acrylic marker, it then becomes mixed media. So you've been doing it all along. Oh, I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased it has helped. But if there's any questions or anything, just give us a shout. And the winner of last week is, give us 1 second, I'll just get it up. Anne Young. Yes, Christopher messages Anne Young. So if you give us a message, I will send you a treat out. And I've lost, I had to go in. Chris sends us a message, bless his little heart, reminds us on. So if you give us a message, or if you can't message me, if you're not on Facebook or whatever, send it to the Stamps by Me, the website, the email will be on there, and then you can send them just say off Emma's YouTube Live, the prize draw, and they will send me your address and I'll be able to send you something. So anyway, have a lovely week, have a lovely weekend. I will be back on the Thirsty Brush Facebook page on Tuesday. I don't know what with yet, because I don't ever really know what I'm doing until the day. Oops, I've just rolled over something. Also, I'm gonna look into doing some of the things I've been putting on Facebook lately. I've been asked to and do demos with them. I will hopefully get some stuff together to do that as well. But have a lovely weekend. Behave yourselves if you can't be good and all that. But I will see you back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Thank you.